Alright, back to another album review. For the next 14 reviews, I will be talking about the albums by Metallica. Metallica is a metal band from Los Angeles who have been together since '81. They are considered as one of the big four of the thrash metal genre, along with Anthrax, Slayer, and Megadeth. The funny thing is, I was introduced to all these bands thanks to Beavis and Butthead. Anyways, the original lineup of Metallica consisted of James Hetfield on lead vocals and rhythm guitar, Lars Ulrich on drums, Ron McGovney on bass, and Dave Mustaine on lead guitar. The band recorded several demo tapes together in '82, including Live Metal Up Your Ass on November 29th of that year. This would be released as an unofficial bootleg 40 years later. I'll talk about this bootleg in a future review. It's called The Demo was recorded on my birthday in '82. Anyways, Ron McGovney left Metallica towards the end of '82 and was replaced by Cliff Burton, who has stayed with the band until '86. As for Dave Mustaine, he was fired from the band after punching James Hetfield in '83. Dave was replaced by former Exodus lead guitarist Kirk Hammett, who is still with Metallica to this very day. Dave started the band Megadeth, but that's a story for another day. Anyways, today's review is on Kill 'Em All. This is Metallica's debut album. It was recorded at Music America in Rochester, New York, between May 10th and 27th of '83. Interestingly enough, Rochester is my hometown. On a side note, the album was produced by Paul Curcio and executive produced by John Zazula. It was engineered by Chris Bubex, and Anthony Wroblewski helped him out. Jack Skinner mastered the album. The album was released on July 25th, '83 on Megaforce Records, which is an independent record label that's been around since '82. However, my copy is a remastered version that was released on Blackened Recordings, which is Metallica's own record label. The band signed on to Megaforce Records in '82 with a budget of $15,000, which is $46,323.11 when adjusted for inflation. The album was originally going to be called Metal Up Your Ass after the demo from November 29th, '82. The band was asked to change the title and the cover because the label thought that distributors would find the cover and the title be too offensive. Honestly, they don't really seem that offensive if you ask me. Granted, the cover and the title are nearly identical to the bootleg that I showed. Both the cover and the title were changed to what we know today. This album is also well known for helping to popularize the whole thrash metal and speed metal genres. Now let's talk about the songs. The intro to this album is Hit the Lights. That's pretty much how thrash metal began, and given the fact the song is performed at 160 BPM, personally I think it's a great way to start the album. Next song is The Four Horsemen. There was some controversy surrounding this song because Dave Mustaine didn't want Metallica to use any of his songs. The song was originally called Mechanics, but was reworked into what it is now. Mechanics would later be featured as the final track on Megadeth's debut album, and Dave wanted his version to be faster and heavier than that of his former band. Dave is still credited as a songwriter on The Four Horsemen. After that is Motor Breath. From what I read is that the song is about life on the road, and James wrote it back when he was with his previous band called Leather Charm. We follow up with Jump in the Fire, which was released as a single on July 20th, '84. Dave Mustaine originally wrote the song about teenage sexual experience. James rewrote the song to be about Satan's point of view as he watches people killing each other, and that those people are going to hell for that. That's followed by Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth. It's a fully instrumental song written by Cliff Burton, who also performs a bass solo. Up next is Whiplash, which was released as a single on July 23rd, '84. This is one of the band's most popular songs. Kirk Hammett was said in an interview that Kurt Cobain chose this as his favorite Metallica song. Now, the song has been covered by various other artists, including Motorhead and Pantera. Personally, I think my favorite version is the cover by Motorhead. Next up is Phantom Lord. This is the third song on the album to credit Dave as a songwriter. What comes after that is No Remorse. Read, the lyrics are about having no remorse during a battle. What comes next is Seek and Destroy. Right online, the song was inspired by the song Dead Reckoning by Diamond Head. Various bands have covered the song, including Pantera, Exodus, Devil Driver, and Agent Orange, among others. Apparently, the song was temporarily banned from being played on the radio after 9/11. The finale to this album is Metal Militia. It's the fourth and final song on this album to credit Dave Mustaine as a writer. I should mention this album has been reissued multiple times. The first was in '88. That version had 2 bonus tracks, a cover of Am I Evil by Diamond Head, and a cover of Blitzkrieg by Blitzkrieg. Neither of those covers are on this version of the album, but they did appear on the band's compilation album Garage Inc. More on that in a future review. Also, Bob Ludwig mastered the '88 version. Mark Whitaker produced the bonus tracks, and Jeffrey Norman engineered them. The '95 version was remastered by George Marino, and the 2016 version was remastered by Howie Weinberg. What I have here is the 2016 version, and I've had it since Christmas of 2017. This album sold over 60,000 copies by the end of the band's 7 Dates of Hell European tour in '84. '86 was when it entered the Billboard 200, where it peaked at number 155. It has since been certified 3 times platinum by the RIAA by selling over 3 million copies. From what I read is that this album was received exceptionally well by critics. Surprisingly enough, Pitchfork gave this album an 8.6 out of 10. And it's one of those rare times where Pitchfork said something that is not complete bullshit. When it comes to my opinion, I think this is an amazing album. I would say this is one of the best debut albums I've ever listened to. This album will be celebrating its 40th anniversary next year, and I'm predicting that Metallica will do something special to commemorate it. I mean, they do have a new album coming out next year, so look out for that. Overall, I strongly recommend this album, and you can actually get a brand new copy from Metallica's web store. Now's the part where I question you. Have you listened to Kill 'Em All? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? What do you think Metallica will do to commemorate this album's 40th anniversary? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify of future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another review.